Craig knew all of this stuff. So him saying that he found out about it after the fact and then he ran my record is a bald-faced lie.
Oh, and not that it matters or it's his business, but for the record, I didn't lose custody of my kids. Never lost custody of my kids. There was a temporary guardianship that was handled by private attorneys that was paid for out of my pocket and their pocket. It was not a CPS case. So, never lost custody, temporary guardianship, and the only reason that we did that was because of the pending charges, just in case I got anything more than probation. We did that to kind of protect the kids and make sure that they were taken care of regardless. So quite the opposite of abandonment.
Anyway, so when I met Craig, I certainly wasn't looking to date anybody. Yes, my kids had already been back with me for almost a year, and but I didn't have any desire. I didn't care to meet anybody, and I told him that. Like, I don't date. Obviously, I have no business dating anyone. Plus, I don't have a desire to be with anybody intimately. Had been celibate this whole time, and do not have any interest in breaking that. In counseling, been in counseling for at that point I'd been in counseling for a year. So, and all of these things Craig knew. I was very upfront, honest with him. I had no reason to lie and not tell him these things. So, yes, he very much knew this from the jump.
I know Craig likes to post text messages from after that weekend between us. Of course, his edited version, some of the ones that were missing a lot of stuff he left out. I guess he removed some things. But anyway, he was, I guess, just trying to prove or trying to show that we were still communicating after. Yes, we did still communicate after. I didn't really know kind of I didn't really know what happened, to be honest. I knew leading up to it, I had said multiple times, what was seen in those text messages was minor compared to the phone conversations that we had. Me telling him repeatedly, I'm not sharing a room with you, and he's like, well, we can get double beds, or we can this, we can that, and he was like, well, I'll get your room. And so there's a text message that says, I don't mind getting my own. It wasn't, I don't mind if I get my own room. It was, I'll pay for my own room. I didn't want to have to depend on him. I didn't want to count on him paying for my room. Plus, I can take care of myself. So, I was, by seeing that, I was saying in that message, I don't mind getting my own. I'll pay for my own. So, of course, he was like, no, I'll pay for it. Well, I kept asking him, every time we talk, well, did you get our rooms? Did you get our rooms? And that's when I was finally like, well, you just let me know, where you want to stay, or I can. And he kept saying, no, whenever I travel, I always just get a room whenever I get there. That way I can see it. And I was like, well, I'm familiar with Oklahoma City. I used to live there. I can pick one. And then, he never did. And so when we got there, he got there before I did, and I was a couple hours behind him. Actually, no, he got there on I think he got there on a Friday night, and I didn't get there till Saturday. Anyway, so he had already gotten the room, and so I was like, I'll just get my own. Just tell me, where you're staying, and that way we can share, obviously take the same Uber, or, we can walk together, be within walking distance to be able to go to Bricktown. So, which is the place where all the little, grills and pubs and restaurants and little bars or whatever. I wanted to go listen to live music and go to Pete's Piano Bar, Coyote, I believe. So, anyway, when I got in town, we met up, and he met me in the parking garage, and we were like, well, let's just go eat. So we were going to go eat. When we got to the restaurant, I was like, well, I'm going to get online and get my room. And he was like, well, it's a Saturday night. It's going to be really expensive. He's like, I paid almost $200 for that room. And now in hindsight, I mean, he obviously planned it, I guess, thinking like maybe I wouldn't want to pay that or I couldn't afford it. And so it was like a Hampton Inn in Bricktown, which is like downtown Oklahoma City, big kind of touristy spot. So he was like, oh, that room was $200. And I was like, okay. And he was like, it's expensive. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. And I was like, but that's fine. Okay. So I got online to book it, and it wasn't as much as what he said it was. And I was fixing to book it, and he was like, you know what, just hold off. You can keep that room, and I'll go stay somewhere else. I don't want you to have to be out that much money. I'll go stay somewhere else, like a Super 8 or something. You can keep the room. And I'll just, after we go do whatever we're going to do, I'll just make sure that you make it safely back to the room, and then I'll go stay somewhere else. And I was like, are you sure? Well, like, you might want to go ahead and book it then, because it's Saturday evening, like, in kind of a busy area. And he was like, yeah, I will. And then he kind of got on his phone and acted like he was starting to look. And then we were at a restaurant, and then the waitress came over and started taking our order. And then we just got to talking. And then he just kind of like, I guess he never booked it. We just kind of quit talking about it, and then we just kind of moved on to something else.
Craig started off being a perfect gentleman. He paid for the food and all the drinks or anything. And I found out after talking to Austin that Austin had sent him $200 before that. I don't know if it was before the trip. But yeah, anyway, so thanks, Austin, for the food and drinks and for funding Craig's trip.